As we have been discussing this 15 angas, or you can say 15 steps of nitidhyasana. Already we have seen yama, we have seen niyama, also we are seeing this maunaṁ. While, in between also we have seen tyaga. While discussing this maunaṁ, we already explained maunaṁ has got three meanings. So the maunaṁ, first maunaṁ is called silence, which is nothing but opposite of sound, śabda. Second maunaṁ was considered as Brahman, that which is not opposite to silence, because paramarthika drishtya, because there is order of reality is entirely different. Example we gave that dream noise cannot disturb waking silence. And the third time we discussed that Brahman and the Maya both are anirvachaniyam, indescribable. So being anirvachaniyam, so definitely they are also, one cannot use this word, and they are also, that is also this, to understand this, all words becomes insufficient, but we can use to understand. Like the silence cannot be explained. The ordinary silence cannot be explained. But when, especially when we are children in the school, when all the children make lot of noise, what the teacher say? Silence! Or sometimes shh, you understand? That shh or silence creates silence. Even though the word silence itself is part of the sound. So how it works? So also the word that is being used by Shastra is most important to understand Atma. So to make it further, now we are supposed to read verse number 108. Okay? Vāco yasmāt nivartante tad vaktuṁ kena śakyate Prapañco yadi vaktavyaḥ sopi śabda vivarjitaḥ yativa tat bhavet maunaṁ satāṁ sahaja sañjñitam Girāṁ maunaṁ tu bālānāṁ prayuktaṁ brahmavādibhiḥ. See, Vāco yasmāt nivartante tad vaktuṁ kena śakyate. So that means what? Where the Vāco, the words turns back, means the words are not sufficient. Words are not enough. Because the words becomes to the different reality. As we have discussed, all the word that we use, this is what the problem happens. All these New Age gurus, different religious people, take this yato vāco nivartante aprapya manasa saha. That's why you have to go beyond mind. So how to go beyond mind? Kill your mind. All sort of tricks and technique comes. It is not going beyond mind. It is understanding the limitation of mind. So there is a difference that beyond mind and understanding limitation of mind. So when we understand the limitation of mind, it's like we give this example. Look, we need to take help of Shastra like this pole vault game. They take the help of the stick, and with the stick they don't carry the stick. They leave the stick and they go up, jump. So we take the help of the Shastra, and Shastra by itself gets dropped. That's why we are not fanatic about Shastra like other religious people, other religion. And here he says, look, Vāco yasmān, from which Vāco, the words nivartante, turns back, not sufficient. Tat kenaha vaktuṁ śakyate. How is it possible to be explained? So that means what? Here is being highlighted. Look, this is something cannot be explained. With the words, it is not sufficient. But yadi prapañco vaktavyaḥ sapi śabda vivarjitaḥ bhavati iti. And if this world were to be described, so even that is not sufficient, because this world is what? In between sat and asat. It is neither sat nor asat. Because that's why we give this word is called mithya. It as though exists. That's why any sort of explanation you give about the world is not sufficient. Always is inadequate. And he says, look, if this is the case, what is to be done? He says, look, iti ba tad bhavet maunaṁ satāṁ sahaja sañjñitam. So that means what? If this is what happens, now what happens? Satāṁ, the sages, what they do? Sahaja sañjñitam. So very carefully what they do is, so they look at very carefully, because they try to restrain themselves. All these sages restrain themselves talking too much. Maunaṁ. That's why I told very carefully, when Buddha, let us assume that he was enlightened, he understood what is the truth, what is the reality. Then what happened? When people asked him that what is God, and he chose to, be silent, because he understood this is the concept here. So just he kept quiet, because there is no need for him to explain. So the moment he kept quiet, what the followers of him interpreted? Hey, look, Buddha is saying there is no God. That his silence created such a destruction. And if you ask me, maybe Buddha is one of the main person who has created many religions, who is the cause of creation of many different type of religion. After Buddha, each one came forward. So try to establish. Hey, it is supposed to happen, don't worry, okay? It will continue. That's another point. So how this being silent creates a lot of confusion in your day-to-day life itself, you can see. Especially when you are silent in your professional field. Remember, in house you have to be silent, okay? especially men, okay? Men should not open their mouth when there is a conflict. Remember, this is called Brahmastra, okay? When there is a conflict between wife and husband, the golden rule is, do you know what? Not become silent. You have to behave as though you are deaf. You don't hear anything. Means no expression. You are sthita prajna. Whereas professionally you cannot afford to do that. See the difference now. Professionally, if you become silent, so that creates more problem for you. Have you not ever seen that? That means you accept that you are wrong, or you accept other is right. So the silence can be misinterpreted the way the other person wants. However, here he says, look, if this is the case, now we say very carefully that the Girāṁ maunaṁ tu bālānāṁ prayuktaṁ brahmavādibhiḥ. So that means what? Here he says, look, now this maunaṁ to be practiced, for whom? That with the people, those who are ignorant. It is not, please understand, even though the wise people always remains in maunaṁ, especially there is no internal conflict. Because remember, the noise that takes place in us, it is because of internal conflict. And when there is no internal conflict, now he says, look, understanding, the wise one understands that both Maya and Brahman are anirvachaniyam. Now what happens? Now the jnani, the wise person, becomes maunaṁ. Now he says, look, we also need to see that even though maunaṁ is the method, but this is to be communicated. That's why Upanishad uses limited word carefully to make this inexplicable, indescribable Brahman to be understood. Now here what happens? The teacher uses very carefully few words. And of course all those words are being used based on the student's capability. Suppose a student is well qualified. We have Dakshinamurti Stotram, Guruhustu Maunavyakhyanam, Sisyastu Chinna Samsayaha. The teacher keeps quiet. Maunaṁ. In mauna, in silence, does Vyakhyanam, does the descriptions. And the Sisyas, all doubts gets clarified, cleared. What is teaching? We have this concept. When we use these words again and again, it is not for the teacher. It is based on the teaching, or the teaching is being developed based on the student. Look at Gita's words. Because Arjuna was in the war field. That's why many times that yuddha word came. Because he was in the war field. When Shvetaketu Udhalaka is entirely different. If you look that Maitri Sambhada, so Maitri Sambhada is entirely different. And of course, when you look at this in Kathopanishad, Nachiketa Sambhada is another level. So all this differs based on what? Says Lok, based on nothing but based on the student's level. So in short, everybody is maunaṁ. The Brahman is maunaṁ. Maya is inexplicable. So that is also another maunaṁ. So in order to understand both is also required maunaṁ. Now knowing this, jnani also is maunaṁ. And finally we say, like the child, the bālānāṁ, here is the ignorant people also have to practice maunaṁ. That's why there is no need to open mouth unless it is required. We say beautifully, observe a lamp. When you say observe a lamp, that lamp, if there is only, let us say, water, the wick will not, it will go off. The lamp will go off. If there is only oil, is there any problem? No problem. But there is little bit water. 99% what? Oil, 1% water. What will happen? It will make lot of noise. The lamp will make lot of noise. Not only noise, it will start, throwing the sparklings. Have you not observed? So how that happens? Life is like that. That's why whenever you talk, we have this beautiful concept. Who is in the room? The child from the room answers, I have not taken banana. It may appear as a joke. Just observe yourself. When you open your mouth, do you open your mouth to communicate or to explain that you were right? Just observe this point. Because if you can explain, look, I went through this. That is called communication. Yes, I am hungry. That's why if you can observe, when the child comes to mother, just communicates. Whereas when it goes to other places, explains how deep is the hunger, okay? How painful is the hunger. Means justifying the types of hunger, and especially I have today hunger of pizza, burger, because today is after all Sunday, you understand? Holiday. This is just an example I am giving you. That means the need of explanation arises when I don't understand the purpose of maunaṁ, or I don't understand the Brahman that is silent. And of course, psychologically, when I am disturbed, there is a noise in me. I will not be happy, comfortable to see and listen to silence. So that I'll make sure as the noise in me, so the noise should prevail surrounded by me. This is the psychological impact. That's why whenever you are in conflict, do you make more noise or not? Observe. No, Swamiji, whenever I am in too much conflict, I go to depression. I see. That is one of the worst noise that you make within. So after some time, what happens? The exploration, okay? From depression, exploration comes. And when you explore or explode, I don't know, okay? Only your nearer ones gets affected, not dearer ones, okay? Dearer ones can run away, but nearer ones are affected. That's why we say this maunaṁ to be understood, maunaṁ to be practiced. Or better to say, in order to understand maunaṁ, that maunaṁ, ultimate maunaṁ is the Brahman, I need to practice maunaṁ every day. Continuing. Ādāv ante ca madhye ca jano yasmin vidyate Yenedam satataṁ vyāptaṁ deśo vijanaḥ smrutah. Says, look, another point is, new point he brings, which is not in the Ashtanga Yoga, but it has its importance, called deśo. So the fifth point is deśo. Deśo means space, or you can say place. Of course, in meditation, we highlight, especially in Ashtanga Yoga, including if you observe 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, also talks in details where to do meditation. So in short, we highlight a place that is free from people. Vijana deśo iti. So that means when people are not there, that's why they say very nicely, I remember from our childhood, this is what being taught. So if you want to do dhyanam, where to do? Either you go to bhavam, in Odia language they say bhavam, go to bhavam. Bhavam means a forest. So nearby place, okay, where few, like some, few acres of land full of forest, not necessarily a real forest, okay. So you can go to bhavam, or you can do in a corner, kanam, in a corner of a house, means a separate place, protected place for you. So that the moment you go there, mind knows that is your place for meditation. Also people know when you are there, okay, the person is in meditation. That's why specific place. But don't, I want to do meditation in my puja room. Okay, you can do meditation puja room. What about others? If you are alone, you can do meditation in your puja room. And there are people, evening they will do meditation in puja room. So that stopping everybody. Hey, that's not right. You cannot. You should not. Find out your place, different place. And don't try to announce people that you are doing meditation, you understand? So these are the something to be done without announcing. And some people they do, look, this is my meditation time, all of you should keep quiet. I have gone through, okay, I have seen, I have heard. Imagine, because you have to keep quiet, everybody has to keep quiet. Eh? So when you open mouth, everybody must open mouth. When you keep quiet, everybody must keep quiet. Wow. However, so here we says that even though, please understand, for meditation in Yoga Shastra, we need a place that is free from people, means free from noise, which is peaceful. But as you know, nowadays it is not possible. Even if you come to Himalayas, there is problem of the neighbor. And moreover, if your neighbor is another Swami, don't say anything. If the neighbor is some other grihastha, I am not telling you jokes, a common person, you can go and tell, look, I am doing some meditation, or this is the time, please respect. Do you know? That person will respect. I am not telling you jokes, in Himalayas especially. Whereas if your neighbor is another Swami, when you do meditation, that Swami, Hare Rama, with loudspeaker, okay? Mamma mia. I am telling you practical points, okay? And then finally they fight and they will go to the court. Don't spoil Himalayas, okay? All are live examples I am giving, okay? I am not creating out of my things, okay? If you do not know, come to Uttarakhand, you will see all this drama, okay? Very unfortunate. However, we say that same vijanaḥ deśo in Vedantic interpretation, we take it little differently. What we say is that vijanaḥ deśo means the jano means here we look at that which is free from all the jivas. So when we say Brahman, that is free from all jivas, means there is no jagat, there is no vaktruṁ, experiencer, there is no bhagyavastu, that the object that is to be experienced. So when this universe that is free from vaktruṁ bhagya, the experienced and experiencer, definitely that is nothing but called Brahman, that is called vijanaḥ deśo as per Vedanta. Because here we say that vijanaḥ deśo is in me. In fact, I am vijanaḥ deśo. I don't look for silence. I am silent. When I look for silence, there is struggle. When I am silent to discover that I am the silence, then what will happen? You know. That's why we say, a yogi will run to quiet place to discover silence. But a jnani enjoys silence all the time, because there is no second thing in his mind. When duality does not exist, how can there be any noise? And the noise that is prevalent in external world cannot affect the internal world. Like the dream sound cannot affect waking silence. Yes, if you wake up with a jerk, some jerk will be there, but in a second you feel, that was dream reality, not waking reality. More of it we will say. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnahat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamādāya Purnameva Vashishyate